one who wonder how, because it is the Green Chamber. And the Green Chamber has a color that is Nigerian, and it is green because it is agriculture and it represents progress. Therefore, the House of Representatives Speaker, Honorable Yakubu, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, is also well represented in this event, and is represented by no other person than the Chairman, House Committee on Sports, my brother, Honorable Goni Bukar.
I'm happy to welcome all the critical stakeholders on human all-round capacity development to this epoch-making occasion. The first session of West African Ministers of Sports meeting holding today is really a dream come true that will go a long way in redefining the much-desired peace in the region. And peace, regional integration, social, socio-cultural, political, and economic development in the sub-region through the instrumentality of sports.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Right Honorable Minister of Works, Housing, Honorable Suleiman Hassan, His Excellency, the President of the Senate, ably represented by my senior colleagues, Senate Committee Chairman, Senator Obinna, Right Honorable Minister of Sports, Youth and Sports, representatives of African Union's Commissioners for Social Affairs, Mr. Machacha Chapande, His Excellency Mesite Prince, Deputy Minister, Republic of Togo, representatives of the Coordinator, AUSC Headquarters, distinguished steering committee members, representatives of members' countries, Permanent Secretary, Prime Minister of Youth and Sports, representatives from international organizations, gentlemen of the press, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am Right Honorable Goni Bukar Lawan, member representing Burusari, Gaidam Minusari. I'm from Yobe State, Chairman, House Committee on Sports. I am here to represent Right Honorable Speaker Yakubu Dogara. Mr. President, permit me to read the speech of the Right Honorable Speaker Yakubu Dogara. I am highly delighted to witness this all-important occasion that brings together the entire West African community in no other forum than sports. As I warmly welcome you all to Nigeria on behalf of the legislative arm of Federal Republic of Nigeria, I am made to understand that you are going to be deliberating on the pertinent issues that affect our development as a people and especially the youth. I must quickly congratulate the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development for this wonderful feat achieved by securing the Secretariat of the African Union Sports Council Region 2 to Nigeria as the host secretariat. The venue is a noble and long overdue for Nigeria. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, let me re-emphasize that our mandate as legislators is to ensure that the sports sector is faring well, and I can assure you that whatever we need to do at our level through collaboration and our oversight function to give the Sports Ministry a practical boost is what we are committed to. It is important to make the clarion call for the successful takeoff of the Sports Council and the immediate organizations of the Sport Fiesta, like the ECOWAS Games, as well as regular sporting competitions within and outside the region. That will give our teaming sportsmen and women the opportunity to improve their skills and performances. I am convinced that the African Zone 2 shall become a role model for emulation by other regions of Africa with total commitments, dedication and sincerity of purpose on the side of our sports administrators involved in handling the Secretariat. On our part as legislators, we shall go through the 2018 budget and expediently ensure that as a matter of procedure to do justice to it with particular attention for the provisions funds allocation to the African Union Sports Council's requirement. Distinguished guests, most respected members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to healthy sporting competitions as soon as possible, and I wish Nigeria will take the bull by horn and organize the Maidan edition in no distant time. However, I wish to congratulate members nation here present who through their various efforts to promote the regions won laurels at different sport fiesta across the world in events like the All-African Games, Commonwealth Games, and the International Olympics Games, and many other championships and games. Meanwhile, my sincere belief that an understanding of the major players in Africa's sport administration is that we all are yearning for positive change in our ways and approach the business of sports, given the enthusiasm and the zeal with which you perform in respect of competitions. I pray God to grant us the best for the region. I wish to thank all those who, through one way or the others, contributed immensely, financially, technically, and otherwise to make this event successful. To you, I am saying congratulations and more grace to your elbow. Once again, I wish us all faithful deliberation. Thank you. May God bless us all.
Another round of applause for that wonderful speech.
It gives me pleasure to welcome you all to Nigeria for this special gathering of sports ministers to the first session of the African Union Sports Council Region 2. I have the singular honor to represent the President of the Nigerian Senate, who is a great sports personality in his own right. He sends his warm greetings to you all and expect that some of the deliberations and recommendations that will come out from this ceremony will be used to develop sports in the West.
Is a clear testimony of how serious you view the importance of sport development in Region 2 and beyond. And we have no doubt that together we will continue to collaborate in our usual constructive manner to deliver sport. We therefore wish to express our sincere gratitude for this kind of commitment. Allow me also, honorable distinguished guests, to express our heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the government of the Republic of Nigeria.
Other thrown from javelin, discus, shot put, hammer throw, the measurements of distance scaled in high jump and triple jump, long jump and triple jump are measured by surveying equipments through a surveying process. The Right Honorable Speaker of the Nigerian House of Representatives, ably represented by the Chairman, House Committee on Sports, Representative Gonibuka Lawan, I have been asked by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, to convey his warm felicitations. He would have loved to be here, but he is away in Paris, as you all know, for another global engagement. His speech reads as follows. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the first session of the African Union Sports Council Region 2 Ministers Meeting. The purpose of the West African Ministers of Sports and other stakeholders in Abuja today affirms the seriousness we all attach to sports in our continent in general and in our sub-region in particular. I congratulate the African Union Commission for going the extra mile by giving adequate attention to sports development on our continent as evidenced by the recent restructuring within the African sports movement that gave birth to the African Union Council. With the new African sports architecture firmly in place, I look forward to seeing African sports develop in leaps. And our region, our sub-region stands to benefit a lot from such alignments. Be rest assured that as host to your regional headquarters, my country will give you the necessary support through the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports to enable you accomplish the task of the newly created African Union Sports Council Region 2 for overall success. I had approved a request of the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development to engage a few pioneer secretarial staff to facilitate the takeoff of the African Union Sports Council Region 2 and pay them in line with personnel scheme of service of the African Union Commission. Furthermore, as required by relevant protocols of the AU, the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs would accord diplomatic status to the headquarters and secretarial staff of African Union Sports Council Region 2. It is on this note, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, that I now have the honor to declare the first session of the African Union Sports Council Region 2 Ministers Meeting open. I wish you successful deliberation. Thank you, and God bless you all.
In the sub-region, the ministers from the sub-region and experts who have worked with them on this program will now join them for the next. Oh, they're already here. So 2 bucks have been killed with just 1 stone.